Absolutely. So before we go back to Maria, I had to speak to the U.S., Nigeria, call it Africa relations, because 2025 saw a lot of that, and we're not even sure what 2026 will be like. Let's head over to the United Kingdom, where we have Teniola joining us live from the UK. We know that Nigeria and UK share a lot in common, even time zones, just an hour difference, right? But Teniola, what is New Year 2026 looking like in the United Kingdom? Tenny, you've got to unmute for me, please. So Tenny, if you can unmute so we can get your comments in properly.
Sorry, it's very early, so my brain is still, turning. It's 6 o'clock here, Kayode. So we're just a few hours into the new year. So people are still sleeping.
Right.
Most of the party was last night. We celebrate New Year like most of the other countries around the world with fireworks. And I think in London, we probably have the best firework display in the world, if I do say so. Well, that's what people are saying. People
Tenny.
troop out to central London. There was a display, one of the biggest in Europe, with about 12,000 fireworks over 12 minutes. It was under a theme of togetherness. We had about 100,000 people who bought tickets just to see those display, and it incorporated flags of different countries, celebrated British culture, celebrated a lot of our wins this year in 2025. Although it was cold, we did see a lot of people, a lot of tourists trooping out just to, have that feeling, the optimism that a new year brings. And people are really excited to go into the new year, see, of course, there are improvements, to see what the new year brings and just celebrate with friends and loved ones.
Interesting. It's good to see, and we're just appreciating just how beautiful the celebration of the New Year is in the UK just moments ago. But another subject that shaped 2025, as far as relations between Nigeria and the UK is concerned, will be the tightening of visa rules for Nigerian immigrants. And we know that the UK has quite a healthy population of Nigerians. Tell us how that is shaping conversations within the Nigerian community in the United Kingdom ahead of 2026, and what the outlook really looks like, for those who have families back here in Nigeria.
Like you said, there is a large Nigerian community and a large migrant community in general in the UK. And I think speaking to people, 2025 was definitely difficult, not just in the UK. I think what we're seeing in the United States has put more fear in countries across Europe. We've seen how Donald Trump is handling immigration rules, and more people fear that this could influence other countries in Europe to take a more tougher stance. Already, the UK has introduced new measures. There are worries about this among Nigerian communities. And I think one of the standing point is a lot of people don't feel appreciated. If you know anybody that has moved to the UK, you know how expensive it is. You know how much money you put into this. And I feel like this is the new immigration rules have kind of changed the rhetoric, that people feel that they're not being appreciated, even though they spend so much to move into a new country. We've seen rules focused on making settlement harder, requiring longer residence. There's an increase in skills salary threshold for work visas, raising costs like the immigration skills charge, tightening graduate visa rules, and introducing earned settlement based on contribution. From January the 8th, next week, many migrants will need to speak English on an A level standard on the tougher new rules. And there's just a lot of new rules coming in that will affect families, that will affect graduates, and people are just not feeling very appreciated. And it's not a huge rise, but from speaking to many Nigerian communities and also other migrants as well, there's the we saw the wave of people, the Japa wave, but there's also a small, tiny wave of people, the Japada, people going back because they don't feel appreciated. And, when you feel under threat, it kind of makes you move. People don't feel, certain. Any change can come in that can affect your livelihood, that can affect, you having to make a big change. So there's a lot of uneasiness, and we will see more of that uneasiness as more of these rules come in. So it is unfortunate, but I think generally in the UK, although we did see those riots that had to do with immigration rules in the end of 2024, generally Britons are very welcoming to Nigerians. Nigerians are an active part of the society. In fact, just a few days ago, the King released the New Year's Honours List. And like always, Nigerians were very dominant in that. Nigerians are doing amazing things. In 2025, I was privileged to cover stories of Nigerians in diaspora, as always. And I'm always just so proud to see what Nigerians are doing in different circumstances. We are brilliant people and we do shine. And in these countries, we do make a very positive impact. Even though we do come in, we make a huge change and huge impact to the society that we do come in.
Indeed, and we hope that, as you talked about the jackpot that began happening last year, we would see more of it this year as well. And more importantly, that, there'll be progress in bilateral relations between the United Kingdom and Nigeria, and perhaps healing between the member of parliament representing Nigeria, who is a Nigerian, of course, a UK citizen, Kemi Badenoch, a healing in relations between us and her. Well, must thank you very much, Teniola, for coming through and sharing your new year with us this early.
Yes, Happy New Year, guys.
Yes, Happy New Year. It's good to see you again, Tenny.
Right, so our correspondent Teniola Oyetayo joining us from London. So.